The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Is the DeLorean the egg or the chicken? Which enhances which? Does the movie enhance the DeLorean, which of course it did, because the DeLorean went out of business and will still be remembered because of the movies. Did the DeLorean enhance the movie? Well, of course it did, because the original time travel was done in a refrigerator.
Look out!
When Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis decided that they weren't going to make the time machine a refrigerator and they were going to make it a DeLorean, it was a natural pick.
This idea evolved in the story that if it were in a really cool looking car, which would be able to drive fast, that would also create problems for the person, especially when he goes back in time, because he would have this vehicle that was like from another world.
Here we go. Debris. And rolling.
Hey, camera rolling. Mark.
Action!
We wanted to do that one joke in the barn where the kid from the 50s sees a contemporary car and thinks it's a spaceship. That was the joke. And then we said, oh, well, shit, DeLorean. They have gull-wing doors.
It's a flying saucer from outer space!
We knew right away when we were building the DeLorean that it was going to be a big character in the movie. It was a central point.
It was very important for us to have it look like Dr. Brown actually built it in his own garage.
We did a lot of shopping at a lot of the odd places, junkyards, aircraft, electronic surplus stores in the San Fernando Valley.
Soldering weld marks on it, wires are taped on, which is the way real inventors throw things together.
We went out and bought parts in junkyards and stuff like that and, attached them to the car and said, that looks good or that doesn't look good, or let's put some lights here.
Here's a red letter date in the history of science, November 5th, 1955.
I don't know if it's still there or not, but there used to be this place in Burbank called Joe Factor's. It was just this incredibly cool high-end junkyard. We had this sort of running account at Joe Factor's, and we'd go over there and just load the truck up with more stuff from Joe's, and then take it back to the shop where they were building the DeLorean.
This is heavy duty, Doc. This is great.
We started picking up different elements that we thought would look good on the car, from the Dodge Polaris hubcap in the back, and we kept running wires and choosing lights and whatever served the story.
It was pretty great. It was pretty cool. And there was a lot of, they had all the instruments there. They had the gauges and all the dials, and everything it was very real, the flux capacitor. It really felt spacey. And
when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
I mean, they all have kind of an imagination about time travel and things futuristic.
I remember the nights with the DeLorean. We shot those out in Puente Hills. Icing the DeLorean and the smoke coming off and the dog driving.
I want you to look like you're really nervous. Okay, so you look out that way. See? That way. That's right, that's right. You're looking out there, and your motivation is that you're about to go back into time. Got that? Good. Okay. Here we go.
The story involves Dr. Brown, and he's experimenting with his time machine. And the first time traveler is the dog. The dog drives pretty well, but he doesn't make turns very well. So we have a human, which is me. This is the head, and you see through the mouth.
With the black outfit, when you're driving, the dog's head's about here and the steering wheel's here, so you have to drive with your hands down low, or the black gloves come across in the camera, and then you know that the dog is not really driving. But that's our dog of the day. Look here, I might get an act with this stuff. Go on the road or something.
Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale had a very clear idea about the car going back and forth in time. And we did some experimenting with different colors and different looks of fire and different ways of producing it for the gags.
It's 2 pressurized vessels filled with a flammable fluid.
Bob said, all I can tell you is that I wanted to feel like there's a Neanderthal sitting on the hood of this DeLorean with an ice pick just chipping away in front of the car at the fabric of time.
I don't think we ever got it to 88 in real life. You know, I mean, it was a DeLorean.
Well, at the time, the car, gosh, it was 4 or 5 years old when the first Back to the Future came out, and by that point, the car, sad to say, it tanked.
I love the fact that Bob and Bob created an icon out of the failed American dream.
And then, of course, the fact that, you know, John DeLorean got busted for cocaine, you know, and trafficking and everything, that just made it all cooler.